We will now recognize our third panel. Mr. Ronald Weich is Assistant Attorney General, U.S. Department of Justice. You'll be the final witness, and I appreciate your patience and your being here to hear everything that came before. You're now recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'm very pleased to be here today to discuss the Justice Department's continuing efforts to respond to the committee's subpoena. I want to say at the outset that the Department is fully committed to working with you in good faith to accommodate the committee's legitimate oversight interests. As the committee is aware, many of the subpoenaed documents contain an open criminal investigation conducted by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, known as Operation Fast and Furious. The Department recognizes the important role of congressional oversight, including oversight of the Department's activities. It's the policy of the executive branch at the instruction of the President to comply with congressional requests for information to the fullest extent consistent with the constitutional and statutory obligations of the executive branch. We have focused on identifying documents responsive to those needs. We have already made a good deal of information available. In total, the Department has physically produced more than 675 pages of documents to the committee, made available more than 900 additional pages for review. The committee has requested briefings on specific topics, and we have agreed to provide those. We have engaged in a search of great magnitude to ensure that we get the documents that you have asked for to the best of our ability. Over 24 lawyers at ATF and the Department are reviewing those documents, and we have been able to provide documents to the committee each of the last 3 working days, yesterday, Monday, and the Friday before. Let me conclude by emphasizing that the Department recognizes that congressional oversight is an important part of our system of government. Thank you for inviting me to testify, and I'd be pleased to answer your questions.
I certainly hope so. I recognize myself. Sir, if you're going to count pages like this as discovery, you should be ashamed of yourself. The only thing that this says is eternal use only, not for dissemination outside the ATF. That's not discovery. That is saying that nothing within the document requested under any circumstances are we going to be shown. It doesn't take so long if you don't spend your life redacting. The pages go on like this forever. You've given us black paper instead of white paper. You might as well have given us a ream still in its original binder. How dare you make an opening statement? How dare you make an opening statement of cooperation? We've had to subpoena again and again. Your representatives of your organization, of the executive branch, have discouraged witnesses from coming forward. It has only been the courage of whistleblowers like the ones you saw here today that have caused us to have more documents on this case than you have ever suggested turning over. And how dare you talk about 900 pages, all of which were available on the internet. Your first discovery that you ever turned over, you gave us already available on a Google search documents only. So, sir, what executive privilege are you claiming? Sensitivity is not envisioned. On Monday, we held a hearing here, and I hope you had plenty of people watching it, and if you didn't, get it on YouTube. Not one witness, not on direct or on cross, talked in terms of the kind of unique sensitivity. Instead, they gave us case law and cases involving justice that say just the opposite of what you're saying. Sir, you heard from the family and you heard from the whistleblowers. They have concerns about whether you're charging everybody in Brian Terry's murder. And yes, I'm deeply concerned, and we've promised to get to the bottom of it. If somebody wants to call that political interference, so be it. You should be held to a standard of why everybody, including the people who lied, buy and lie, those weapons, why they're not being charged if there's any chance they can be properly linked to his murder. But let's move on. Understand, that's for the family. For this committee, we're investigating you, your organization. The executive branch above the Phoenix office is who we're investigating. We want to know what felony, stupid, bad judgment led to allowing this program at the highest levels. When you've got the head of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Fire on basically his computer screen watching these things, don't tell me you didn't know what it was doing. It appears to us, on this side of the aisle and I believe on the other side, that you thought this was a good idea. Today, are you prepared to tell us that this program was in fact necessary and a good idea? And are you prepared to tell us who authorized it? Who was the greatest, highest ranking person who authorized any part of it?
Mr. Chairman, you've raised a number of issues. Let me try to address.
Do the last ones first.
I'd like to.
Who authorized this program that was so felony stupid that it got people killed?
The Attorney General has said that he wants to get to the bottom of this. He has directed the Office of the Inspector General at the Justice Department to review this matter in order to answer questions like the ones that
And if
you have
that's the
asked.
case, then why are we any burden at all? Isn't every one of our requests consistent with what the Inspector General and the Attorney General should be looking at in this case?
I don't know for a fact that everything you've asked for is what they're looking at.
I hope you came here to answer questions like that. We're asking for things related to the above-the-field level almost exclusively. Our questions are about who authorized this? Why did it happen? Why did it continue? Our question to you today is, the President said he didn't authorize it. He said the Attorney General didn't authorize it. He didn't say he didn't know about it. He said he didn't authorize it. Who at Justice authorized this program?
As I've said, Mr. Chairman, at the Office of the Inspector General.
Who at Justice, and if you know, I ask you to answer, who do you know was involved in the authorization of this today? Do you know? Do you know?
Well, Mr. Chairman, if you'll permit me to answer the question. We sent a letter to Chairman Smith, who asked a question like that. We pointed out that this operation, as with other law enforcement operations, originated in the ATF's Phoenix office.
That's not authorization. Who authorized it at the highest level?
Again, Mr. Chairman, please, if you'll permit.
Do you know who authorized it at the highest level? And don't answer Phoenix or Tucson or any part of Arizona, if you please.
Well, Mr. Chairman, it's difficult to answer your questions if you won't permit me to answer them.
I want the answer to my question, which was who here in Washington authorized. We know who looked at it on video. We know who authorized it effectively, at least by acquiescence. Who authorized this at Justice?
Mr. Chairman, I do not know the answer to that question, and the Inspector General is reviewing the matter.
Then we will have somebody back who does. The ranking member is recognized.
Mr. Weich, let me apologize for that. You've got colleagues who are watching this, and for you to be hollered at and treated that way, I just think it's unfair. And so, on behalf of the committee, I apologize.
Would the gentleman yield?
No, I will not yield. I'm trying to talk to the witness. I didn't interrupt you.
No, and you didn't. I didn't.
But I'll
I didn't
yield.
say things
I'll
on
yield
behalf
as long
of-
as I get the time.
Hold the time. Would the gentleman please note, you may apologize on behalf of something you say. I am not apologetic,
Fine.
and you may not apologize on behalf of the committee.
Thank you.
The gentleman may resume.
Let me say this. I apologize.